Mayor Lester Miller says Macon needs more than just one law enforcement agency.
It's always been my position that you should have both a sheriff and a police department.
It's been almost 10 years since the Macon Police Department and the Bibb County Sheriff's Office merged under the county consolidation, removing a police chief from reporting to the mayor's office.
One of the things that's hard for any mayor to do, especially in a consolidated government, is to be held accountable by the community, by the media, by everyone on things that happen on day-to-day operations that you have absolutely zero control of.
For Mayor Miller, it may be time to return some of that control by reestablishing the Macon Police Department.
It's not that I need any power or want any power, it's just you're having more insight, more influence. You can hold them accountable. You know, for example, if I want to have 10 deputies on Friday night be at the corner of MLK, then as the mayor, I can tell my police chief, we want this to happen. As a mayor, I can't tell the sheriff that. You know, he's done a good job of, once we made that request, of providing more deputies down in particular locations and target spots. But as mayor, we could hold that police chief more accountable to do things that we want to do.
Though the conversation of bringing back Macon Police is happening on the heels of missteps at the Bibb County Sheriff's Office, Miller says the idea has been on his mind since the day he was elected.
I've got family that was in the Macon Police Department. I grew up there. My father-in-law was a detective for 32 years there. Great connections there, members of the police associations and things. So I know all the men and women in blue, and I respect them and they respect me.
Recreating Macon PD would ultimately be in the hands of voters. Miller not only thinks citizens would be in favor of going back to how things were, but he says many deputies would be too.
I feel like if you had a Macon Police Department, we'd be full the first day. You know, we can post a job for a code enforcement officer and probably get 24 applicants for one job. Where it's hard to get officers for deputies. But some of that's leadership, some of it's style, some of it's still your former Macon police officers as opposed to your new sheriff deputies. There's still a little division there.
Macon Bibb wouldn't be the first Georgia city or county to demerge law enforcement agencies.
Other counties did the same thing. You look at Chatham County, you go to Savannah, you look at all those places.
So Project Macon checked in with Mayor Van Johnson of Savannah to get a look at how demerging impacted the coastal empire. In 2018, Savannah Metro Police Department split to create two separate police forces, one of the departments starting from scratch. Mayor Johnson describes combined law enforcement agencies as a marriage.
It is very hard to decouple police departments. I think everyone has to be very clear, like a marriage, when you go in, exactly what your expectations are.
Expectations like how resources will be shared after one force becomes two.
When the divorce comes, the divorce is ugly. And then the question is, you know, who gets the kids, who gets the car, who gets the house? And so for us, who gets forensics, who gets Marine Patrol, who gets animal control, who gets 911? And then whatever you don't have, you now have to rebuild back up.
Building back up takes money. It's a financial obligation Mayor Miller is considering.
Well, once we make that step, we're going to have to, you know, be willing to put our money where our mouth is. Like I said, you can only withdraw so much money from the sheriff to set up the police department.
He also acknowledges only so many deputies could be withdrawn from the sheriff's office. For those who do make the move, Savannah's mayor says it may not be a smooth transition.
Issues of rank and issues of pay and issues of salary, issues of insurance, issues of retirement. These are types of things that, you know, in a merged department, when you demerge, now you have to reconfigure all of that and be very clear about what the impact is, because you're talking about people's lives and people's livelihoods.
Miller says a Macon Police Department could be fully staffed overnight. For Mayor Johnson, even though the city of Savannah turned lemons to lemonade after demerging, one aspect that remains sour is staffing. Is the Savannah Police Department fully staffed, or has it been fully staffed at any point since the...
You know, we have not been fully staffed in quite some time. As a former law enforcement officer, I will tell you that there is a nationwide battle for talent. You know, just people don't want to be the police.
Reporting for Project Macon, Brittany Miller, WGXA News.